It's the color you will soon be seeing everywhere, from pillows to purses to pants. Pantone has selected its highly anticipated color of the year, and here to reveal it is WSJ's fashion columnist Christina Binkley, along with Leatrice Eiseman, Executive Director of the Pantone Color Institute. Ladies, thanks to both of you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
So, Christina, tell us, what is the Pantone color of 2015?
I feel like we should have a drum roll going here. It's called Marsala, and it is, at first glance, a little bit brown, a touch red, a very earthy tone that comes right out of the 1970s when I look at it.
Beautiful. Now, Leatrice, what goes into picking this color, and how long has Pantone been doing this?
Well, we've been choosing the color of the year at Pantone since 1990, since the year 2000. But we've been discussing it way back when, starting back to the 90s. But we started to get a lot of inquiries from people asking about the symbolism of color, which is something, of course, at the Pantone Color Institute we're very involved in. And so we decided that it needed to be a yearly announcement. People expected that.
And so, Christina, you look at Marsala, and how does it define the current cultural and aesthetic mood?
Well, I have to say that when I first saw it, I had just come off of the fashion shows for the spring 2015 shows, and I realized as soon as I was sort of pondering this color and thinking what it meant, and realized, that was a huge color in the Louis Vuitton collection done by Nicolas Ghesquière, and there was Dries Van Noten, and Burberry did it for menswear. It's really been salted throughout the collections, which went back to this kind of very earthy, a little bit hippie color when earthy worked, and a lot of sort of exciting browns worked.
And Leatrice, it's a beautiful color, great color for winter, but can we actually see it carried through to spring and summer?
I think you can. I think it's going to be one of those hearty kind of accents, because we usually have lots of pastels in spring and summer, and we will have them next spring and summer. But at the same time, this is a very rooted color. So it gives a kind of stability to the wardrobe, an interesting accent to the wardrobe, and something that I think we're going to be seeing throughout spring, summer, and the fall of next year.
Now, Christina, other companies also come up with a color of the year. Why is it that Pantone's gets so much play?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with their customer base. We see paint companies, for instance, coming out with colors of the year. And by the way, they don't always necessarily agree on what the color of the year is, or even that it's a particular family of shades. But Pantone serves a wide variety, probably the broadest variety of design industries that I can think of. So they're talking to furniture makers and people who are making cardboard boxes for makeup, and clothing designers, sort of the running the gamut of design industries that need to use colors. So, of course, when Pantone comes out and says, this is the most important color of the year, everybody's listening.
And Leatrice, paint a picture, if you will, of what goes on behind the scenes. Is there a lot of consensus there at the Pantone Color Institute, or a lot of arguing before the color is selected?
Well, you know what? It's never reached a point where we have a shouting match, because when people are as involved in color as we are at Pantone, there's usually a pretty good meeting of the minds. We're all very well traveled. We go to trade shows. We're in other cities outside the U.S. as well as in the U.S. We talk about the state of the economy. We talk about the zeitgeist of what consumers are telling us they are looking for. What's the reasoning behind it? So there's a lot of discussion that goes into it, but at the end, we really do have a meeting of the minds.
Fascinating. Thank you, Leatrice and Christina, for that.